Hello again, Amharic learners. My last couple of videos were about verb conjugation for the simple future tense in Amharic. In this section, we're going to move on to the past tense verb conjugation forms. We're going to go over the conjugations for two different verbs. Mehed, which is a verb we've already seen before, which means to go. And then we're going to also look at magzat, which means to buy. We're going to look at these two verbs specifically because they demonstrate the two slightly different patterns for the past tense verb conjugation. And you'll see that soon. But for now, let's go ahead and start looking at the conjugations for mehed. So here's mehed, as we've seen before, in its infinitive form. And now we have the past tense conjugations. I have them all written out as usual. And you can see that the pattern here is different from the future tense that we've seen before. You'll notice we still have the same root word, hed, but there are no prefixes for the different conjugations. They're just different suffixes. So first we have hedku, which is the first person past tense conjugation of to go. So to use it in a sentence, you could say wada timert bet hedku, which means I went to school. For the second person male, we have hedk. For the second person female, we have hedsh. And for you plural, we have hedachu. For the third person male, we have hede. So to use that in a sentence, we could say yet hede, which translates to where did he go? For the third person female, we have hedich. So similar to the last sentence, you could also say yet hedich, which is where did she go? For we, the conjugation is heden. So we went. And then for them, the conjugation is hedu. So they went. So those were the conjugations for mehed, to go. Now we're going to look at the conjugations for magzat, to buy. And we're going to pay special attention to how the patterns for these two conjugations differ. The difference really takes place in the conjugations for the first person and for the second person male. So here you can see the conjugations written out for magzat. You'll see that the root word is gaza, and you'll notice again that there are no prefixes. We're just focusing on the differing suffixes. And if we look at the suffixes for the first person and the second person male conjugations, for mehed, where we had hedku, the suffix was that ku sound, ku. And then for the second person male, the suffix was just the hedk, so the k sound. Whereas here, for magzat, we have a suffix of hu, and for the second person male, we have just the h sound. And so that's really going to be the difference between these two. For the general rule will be it'll either end in ku for the first person conjugation, or hu for the first person conjugation, or for the second person male conjugation, it'll either end in just that single k or in this sort of h sound. So let's go ahead with these conjugations for magzat. For the first person, we have gazahu. So you could say ene injera gazahu. So I bought injera. For the second person male, we have gaza. For the second person female conjugation, we have gazash. For you plural, we have gazachu. For third person male, we have gaza. For the third person female conjugation, we have gazach. For the conjugation for we have gazan. And for them, we have gazu. So that was a quick little review of the past tense verb conjugation patterns. Just as a reminder, we went over the conjugations for mehed, to go, and magzat, to buy. In the next video, we're going to look over the present continuous verb form and how to sort of structure your verbs that way. Until next time,